In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Compassionate, all praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds, Master of the Day of Judgment, Disposer of all created beings, and Dispatcher of all messengers. I bear witness there is no God save Allah, and the Prophet Muhammad is his messenger, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. To our senior leadership, Dr. Noella Digwi, founder of MSA, Dr. Khayry, president, Dr. Sharifa Digwi, vice president, a mentor and a dear friend, deans, faculty, staff, friends, brothers and sisters, and most importantly, class of 2012. Good evening and welcome. We are here to honor your great achievements. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for choosing me to have the honor in delivering the pharmacy graduation speech of 2012. I have a little story that I remember when I first came to MSA, so if you focus with me, let me take you back about 5 years ago. It was first year and many of us were lost cases, still making friends and not used to enduring such long lectures. So we used to pass the time by talking to our classmates, slouching on chairs as if we were in the comfort of our own homes. And I was in a lecture with Dr. Nadia, she's a professor of mine. She was speaking a language that many of us still never understood. We later found out it was known as organic chemistry. Dr. Nadia used to threaten to call Dr. Saif, who by the way is the Dean of Pharmacy, because we used to interrupt her unfamiliar language. I guess Dr. Nadia, not only being a professor, was also a mother. And like all mothers, they treat their students or professors, they treat their students as if they're their children. So she never had the heart to act on her threat. But one time she did. This one lecture we got so out of control you could actually hear my voice louder than Dr. Nadia's. And I have a pretty loud voice. Dr. Nadia stepped out of the lecture and told us she'd be back shortly, not knowing that she was calling Dr. Saif. Dr. Nadia returned with a big smile on her face, as if we were about to get revenge. And she continued to teach as if nothing was wrong. And we continued to talk as if nothing was wrong. And all of a sudden, the door to the lecture hall flew open, and the infamous Dr. Saif walked in. At this point, I didn't know who he was, but I found out quickly. As I remember, all I could hear is, "تفكر نفسك فين؟ بيتكم." Anyone who was talking very quickly shut up. And anyone who was laying down straightened himself immediately. In that moment, I was a little scared of Dr. Saif. Actually, let's be honest, I was terrified. But as I got to know him, Dr. Saif became a father figure to me, a mentor, a teacher, a leader, and best of all, a friend. It was then I knew that MSA wasn't just a school for pharmacy or dentistry or biotechnology. It was a school for life. It was a school of morals and ethics, a place where mistakes were corrected and second chances were always given. As we grow up, our priorities change. And when time goes by and the university time came along, some of us came to this university because our mothers and fathers forced us. I was one of them. Originally, I came here not because I wanted to, but because I was forced. Some of us came to the school because our parents told us, if you don't go to school, you won't be anything in this world. If you don't go to school, you won't get a job. If you don't go to school, you won't get married, which is partly true. But the important thing is that we all came here for a material possession. I feel there is a particular story that relates to our struggle as students. I'm reminded of the story of Sayyidina Musa, a prince raised in the home of the Pharaoh. When God the Almighty wanted to call Moses from the desert, he lit a fire. And when Moses looked upon that fire, he said, let me go take from that fire that I could gather heat for my family. And this was a material possession. And when he climbed the mountain and he stood before God, God said to him, go back to Pharaoh, for he has oppressed. He came up the mountain with a material goal, and he left with a spiritual one.